Hello folks, and welcome back to our White Day special. This is part 21 of How to Date a Magical Girl. Doggy come to woof. Doggy, woof. Doggy hungry. Feed doggy. Doggy cry. Doggy don't want to eat bloody clothes. Okay, I make doggy pasta food. Make doggy pasta. Doggy, woof. Doggy eat pasta for doggy. Slip bloody clothes in for doggy sauce. Doggy not happy, doggy cry. I cry. I don't know where blood come from. Can make more blood. 12:21, Friday. When I get out of bed, my foot lands in something disgusting on the floor. I look down and see my foot has planted itself in Hoshi's dog bowl. For some reason, the bowl is full of uncooked pasta and sauce. I shake my head. I don't know how that got there. I clean up and decide to take a shower. After getting dressed, I head outside to get some fresh air. The normally familiar street looks strange today. Something is slightly out of place. But I can't put my finger on it. A text message. It's from Miu. Miu, sorry, any trouble oppressing migraine infant? Shit. Something's happened to Miu. I have to rush to her. It might not be too late. I have Miu's address in my phone contacts. I head over there as quickly as I can. When I arrive, the front door is wide open. I dash inside and locate Miu's bedroom. Miu's body is bruised, battered, broken. She's lying on the ground, face up, a calm smile on her lips. Her phone is in her hand, and I can see the last message she sent to me displayed on the screen. Oh, Miu. Not you too. You were the smartest and most accomplished person I knew. Now you're a trampled corpse, and nothing you ever did saved you from this fate. There are a dozen cuts and bruises covering Miu's body. Her limbs are twisted up at obscene angles, as though someone tangled up her body and then threw her across the room. I walk to her body and look her over from head to toe and count the number of injuries she has sustained, and I try to imagine how many bones she would have broken. I notice that there's a slight bit of bone protruding from her right elbow. Or is it her left? I can't tell anymore. I reach out a finger to touch it, and it's strangely warm and hard, and the frayed and shattered edges of it cause a splinter in my finger, and I wince in pain, but then I try to pull the bone splinter from my fingertip. I pluck the bone fragment from my finger and look at it closely, and put it to my ear, and it sounds like Miu. And I think I'll keep it as a memento, a memory, a reminder, a keepsake, and I put it in my pocket, and immediately my whole body feels heavy, and I collapse to the floor, and squirm around like a snake that has been stepped on. I contort my body into the same shape as Miu's, and I lie next to her and laugh, and the bone fragment in my pocket laughs too, and it sounds just like Miu's laugh, which I never heard often, but when I did hear it, I felt good, and now we are all laughing, and then we stop. I take the bone splinter out of my pocket and look at it closely, and it tells me that Miu is very happy with me, and that if I study hard, I can end up like Miu, and I look at Miu, but she is dead, and she nods in agreement, but I'm not sure if I want to end up like Miu, and she is dead, and she nods in agreement. But then I stand up and I put the bone fragment back in my pocket, and I run my hand up and down the wall a few times, and Miu asks what I'm doing, and I tell her I'm just trying to regain my balance because I feel a little bit dizzy. And Miu asks why I feel dizzy, and I say because I was trying to not be dizzy. And I look back to Miu, and she is smiling, dead on the floor. And I don't know what killed her, and I don't know how to find out. I'm scared to find out. I'm scared to stay, but I'm scared to leave. And being scared is okay because it's better than being dead, and Miu nods in agreement. So if Miu agrees, then it's okay to be scared. Sorry, Miu. I don't know why I found you here like this. I don't know what killed you, but I'm going to keep the bone splinter. It's warm in my palm, and it sounds like you. 12/22, Saturday. I think Miu died yesterday. I thought the whole thing was some terrible dream, but I awoke this morning with a fragment of her elbow bone still in my pocket. I'm disgusted at the thought of it touching the bone. I throw all of my clothes in the washing machine and sit naked on the floor for the rest of the day. Miu. 12/23, Sunday. I decide to venture outside today and get some breakfast. It's nice in the cafe, warm, comforting. I wait for the waitress to come to my table, but she never shows up. So I go to the counter and place my order. But the staff are all standing around, their faces blank. One of them is pouring coffee into an overflowing cup. The hot brew is running over her hand. I watch in awe as she keeps pouring and the cup keeps overflowing and the coffee keeps running down her hand. The coffee never runs out, it just keeps flowing. I have to tear my eyes away from it because it's not stopping. I leave the cafe. Shin isn't here today due to the fact that he got fucking murdered by Hikari. I try to buy a boxed lunch, but the new cashier won't take my money. She is standing still like a mannequin and won't even respond to my presence. I decide to just leave the store. Across the street is a man talking on his phone. Except his mouth isn't moving, he's just standing there holding the phone to his ear. I watch him for 10 minutes. He doesn't move a muscle. I go home. "12/24, Monday. Hoshi keeps barking at me until I make him breakfast. I put some dog food in his bowl and he eats it happily. Today is Christmas Eve. I'd like to spend the day with someone, but I can't bring myself to contact anyone. As long as I stay inside, no one will die, right? My phone buzzes. Fuck. It's a message from Yui. She's going to die. Yui, someday, after tree, over my invisible. Yui's going to fucking die. I sprinted out of the house, leaving Hoshi barking behind me. I arrive at the dorms and everything looks normal, but I know that Yui will be inside her room and may very well already be dead. I race up the stairs and down the hallway. I find Yui's room. The door is unlocked. I barge in. The damage doesn't look too bad. Yui's head has been cleanly cut from her neck, but she might still be alive. She's smiling after all. There's not too much blood. If I act quickly, a doctor can probably sew her head back on. But she's dead. Yui is dead and decapitated, and she's smiling at me, and there's more and more blood. The longer I look at it, and she's holding her own head in her arms, which is the only thing stopping it from rolling towards me and covering my shoes in the disgustingly sweet red vomit that is spewing from her neck. I didn't even notice the pool of lifeblood welling beneath her at first, but it's there, and now I can't pretend I didn't see it. Yui says something along the lines of nothing, and I look around the room and realize that my skin is tingling, and I feel like Yui is touching me, and every part of my body feels like it's on fire with Yui's touch. But she's just sitting on the floor, her smile wide, not a care in the world, and I ask her how she is so calm, and she says nothing to me, but that's exactly something Yui would say. And I ask her what happened to her, and she shakes her head, and that looks very strange due to the fact her head is no longer attached to her neck. I nod in understanding, and I crouch on the floor next to her, and I lift her arm up and put it around my shoulder, and I nestle my head into the recess of her neck, and I feel at peace with her touch, and I stroke her hair and curl it between my fingers. Oh, Yui, you poor dear, I can't believe this happened to you. But to be honest, at this point, I expected it and I saw it coming. I just never wanted to admit that something so horrible might happen to you, and I'm sorry I couldn't save you. But to be fair, I didn't really try very hard to do anything about it. Yui just smiles and says nothing, and I continue to stroke her hair, and her head bobs forward a little bit and rolls away. So I get up and fetch it, and then I place it back in her lap, and I sit back down with her and give her a hug. It's only now that I notice Yui's phone is lying in the pool of blood, and the screen is showing the last message she sent me, which to be honest was complete nonsense, and yet very similar to the other texts I have received right before one of the girls was brutally murdered. I ask Yui what the meaning of her message was, and she says nothing, but I get the feeling she is just being shy because we are sharing a nice intimate moment, a nice cuddle to escape the storm of reality closing in around us. I've decided I've had enough of a cuddle, and I stand up and shake the blood out of my hair, and I turn to Yui and tell her I'd best get going because I have some things to take care of, and she looks a little bit sad that I can't stay longer, and I say I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I couldn't be here for you when you were suffering, when someone cut your head off, when someone deemed you worthy of death. But in my defense, I couldn't do anything anyway, and I have only gotten used to that, so it's okay really. Anyway, bye-bye Yui. Bye-bye for now. I might see you later, but if not, then have a good weekend. Bye-bye Yui. Bye-bye. 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 12:25, Tuesday. Yui was brutally decapitated yesterday. I awoke with my skin tingling, the sensation of her skin on mine still alive in my mind. I couldn't do a thing to save her. Yui. Oh, that's right. Today is Christmas. I should invite everyone over to celebrate. Maybe we can give each other some presents, drink some eggnog, and eat Christmas pudding. Hoshi. Woof. Hoshi seems to like the sound of that. Yeah, it would be fun. It will be fun. I call everyone and tell them to come around tonight. No one has shown up. Not a single person responded to my invitation. I have such lousy friends. Then I'll just spend Christmas with Hoshi. Hoshi. Woof. But he doesn't talk much. He's a dog, after all. A dog that can't talk isn't the best company. I'm just going to go to bed. 12:26, Wednesday. I go school. School closed. Sad. Where our friend? Fall over. Hurt. Go home. Feed doggy. No more school. No more hurt. No more friend. 12:27, Thursday. When I wake up this morning, I don't want to wake up this morning. I want to go back to sleep. Hoshi is acting weird. He keeps scratching at the door. He's a bad dog. My phone buzzes. ... Hikari. Hikari. Sadness Angel. Trendy Oval. Mango Invention. Oh, I'm sorry. Mango Invention? Hikari is going to get cut open and her insides are going to spill out all over the ground, and I'm going to have to clean everything up and scrub the floor and pretend that she didn't die. I'm not going to let Hikari die. I'm not going to let Hikari die. She lives next door. I can make it to her in time. I run outside faster than my legs have ever carried me. Hikari, no, not you. Never you. Not Hikari. I reach her house and kick the fucking door in and storm inside and throw myself into her room. And that's it. That's Hikari, flat on the floor with a bunch of knives piercing her spine. And that smile on her face, that smile that always hid her sadness, that smile she only ever gave me, that smile that kept her from giving into despair. That smile means nothing on this corpse that was once my childhood friend. Hikari, not you, anyone but you. I collapse and land on my knees. It hurts, but it doesn't even begin to rival the pain in my heart. Hikari wasn't supposed to end up like this. Hikari wasn't supposed to be discovered in a pool of her own blood, stabbed in the back countless times. I begin to sob. Then I cry uncontrollably. I reach for one of the knives buried in Hikari's back, and I pull it out with a great deal of force. The blade is heavy and slick with red. I throw it at the wall and it lodges itself firmly into the plasterboard. Tiny little flecks of blood spray into the wallpaper. I crawl over to Hikari and bend down and kiss her on the top of her head and whisper 1,000 apologies into her ear. And I haven't stopped crying, and my tears fall onto her face, and they drip into her smiling mouth, and I try to wipe them away with my sleeve, but I just end up smearing blood all over the place. I fall back and sob, and sulk, and kick, and flail, and refuse to accept the scene before me. Hikari. I can hear her voice in my head. I can hear her last screams. I can smell her scent in the air. I can taste her skin on my tongue. I can feel her touch all over my skin. I can see her cadaver behind my eyes. And now Hikari is dead. Maybe I don't have to go to school anymore. After all, she was the one that made me go. And now no one will care if I don't show up. Ha 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 ha. Now I will have so much free time. No more school and no more Hikari to bother me. No bother and nag me, and she also got rid of Shin, so I don't have to hang out with him anymore, and it's like getting rid of 2 friends for the price of 1, and I didn't even need to get my hands dirty. Ha 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 ha. And I'm just so lonely, and I want my friends back. Ha ha ha. And they're not coming back. Ha. And Hikari is dead, and she killed Shin, and I wonder if they met each other in heaven. Ha, or hell, maybe, ha, and I wonder if they will become friends in the next life, or if they will still fight over me. But anyway, I have spent too much time here staring at this dead body I don't even remember who it belonged to, because the face means nothing to me, and it's just a girl who has sad eyes and a sad smile, and she must have sad friends. And maybe she is the most sad of all because she is on the floor with some sharp knives in her back. Ouch, that must hurt a bit, and that's probably the saddest part of all of it, is that she is a bit dead right now. She is just a bit dead from the knives, that's all. Just a little bit dead right now. That's all. 12/28, Friday. Hikari died yesterday. I awoke with the sight of her corpse in my vision. No amount of blinking could shake it. Poor Hikari, my dearest friend. I just don't know what to do today. Everything is meaningless and everything is backwards. But I don't know what that means. I just wish things would go back to normal. But they won't go back to normal because normal is nothing and nothing is backwards. 12/29, Saturday. I decide to get some fresh air at the park today. The trees are all backwards, whatever that means, and I'm positive the path used to go in the other direction. None of my friends are answering their phones. I wonder what they're all up to. Even though we're on vacation, I thought some people would still want to catch up. But I'm just alone right now. 12:30, Sunday. I wake up feeling lousy, like usual. I don't know where Hoshi is. He normally comes and bothers me at this time of the morning. Tomorrow is New Year's Eve. I feel like it was supposed to be symbolic in some way. Like I made a promise to achieve something by that day. But it's a distant memory and I can't put my finger on what it was. My phone buzzes. It's a message from Ray. Ray, say, are the others missing imagination? No. Ray, not you too. Not you. I sprint out of the house and head towards the school dorms. After entering the main building, I head upstairs. I find Ray's room easily enough. The door is slightly ajar. I slowly push the door open. Gi, Ray, are you home? I poke my head in and can't see anything. Gi, Ray, I'm coming in, okay? I push the door open all the way and enter the room. Oh, this festival is awesome. There's so many food stalls here. Oh, you can see all the stars and stuff too. Well, actually, I wanted to talk to you about the other day. When I told you about my past, yeah, see, like, I kinda need you in my life right now. That's the thing. If I end up following my dreams and getting a job working as an idol manager, I'm probably gonna have to travel a lot. Man, this is hard to say. I guess there's no other way, though. We're going to have to be together. Come on, don't play me like that. I wanna date you, for real. We can be together as, a couple. I mean, if you want to, that is. Truth is, I've kind of had a crush on you since we met. The way we shared lunch that day, it made me feel normal. I totally love you, Gee. You really mean it, right? You want to be a couple? Geez, when did you become such a smooth talker? I'm blushing. Ah, this festival is awesome. There's so many food stalls here. You can see the stars and stuff too. Uh, yeah. That seems to repeat over and over. I'm not gonna read the same text over and over. Sorry. Ray is leaning back on the sofa. She looks comfortable and relaxed and probably spent the day lounging around. I wonder if she slit her own throat. It's a really clean cut. I'm actually quite impressed with how well her jugular vein has been severed. The blood is welling like a fountain from her neck. She looks at peace. Ray is dead. I have to blink several times to make sure my eyes aren't deceiving me. She slit her own throat? No. Someone killed her. Several items in the room have been knocked over. There was a fight here. Ray is dead? What the fuck? The gravity of the situation has just sunk in, and maybe I've become so used to stumbling across dead bodies, but that's something nobody should ever get used to. And now it's Ray, and I have no idea what to do, and I don't know who would have wanted her dead, and she didn't deserve this. I look at her face, and I thought she looked peaceful, but she actually looks scared, and I don't know whether she died from blood loss or suffocation, or maybe even fear, and I've never seen her like this before, because of course I've never seen her with her throat slashed open. I start to cry, and I can't believe the amount of water pouring from my eyes. Ray. Oh, Ray, why? Poor Ray. I scramble over to her and try to stop the blood pouring freely from her neck. But it's no good, of course. She's dead. She has been dead for who knows how long, and now there is blood on my hands and it smells like Ray. The whole room smells like Ray, and the blood will never wash off my hands, and I'll continue to smell like Ray forever. I try to wipe the blood from my hands, but it just appears again every time I dip my fingers back into her neck. And I have to stop and pause and wonder what I'm doing and why I keep touching the wound, but I can't stop because Ray hasn't told me to. I can't control myself, and there's still blood on my hands. The window is open. Maybe someone will see me poking my fingers into Ray's neck. But maybe no one will see me. There is more blood on my fingers. Blood on my toes. Ray's phone is lying on the floor. There are bloody fingerprints on it, now that I have picked it up, but the screen is locked. I throw the phone aside, I go to the sink, I wash my fingers, I wash my toes. Still some blood on my shirt, but not too much. Just Ray's blood, and smell like Ray forever. Smell forever like Ray smell. I have a great idea. Time to say goodbye, Ray, for Ray. Goodbye, Ray. Sorry, Ray. Sorry, Ray. Sorry, Ray. Sorry, Ray. Ray, forgive me. There we go. "12:31, Monday. Today is New Year's Eve. I made a promise to be in a relationship by today. That's right. I vowed to get a girlfriend, and today was the deadline. Well, all of my friends are gone, so I have no one. Even the dog, what's his name, has disappeared on me. I miss that fat little puppy. I guess I'll start the New Year single once again. Oh, hang on. Someone I know is still alive. How could I forget? Even though so many students died, as well as Miss Yoshida, Noriko, Shin, Ami, Ame, Hikari, Yui, Miyu, Kaori, Rei. Miss Otsuka is still alive. Satomi, my dear homeroom teacher. Maybe we can ring in the new year together. Satomi, hello, Gi. The school is closed right now, but I'm here because there's nowhere else I'd rather wait for you. Gi, I'm so glad you're alive. Satomi, yes, I'm still alive. You've lost so many friends, haven't you? It's unbearably tragic, and yet here you are, still trucking along. I cannot believe you're so strong-willed. I thought for sure you would have broken and given up by now. Gi, yeah, it's been tough, but I'll keep going. Satomi, I see. Such a shame. We were so close. Gi, what do you mean? Satomi, we were so close to fixing you, Gi. Oh, how I wish you'd just given up. If you'd have cracked, you could have woken up and returned to your old life. Gi, ... Satomi, those poor girls all suffered just for you. But you're too fucking stubborn, you just wouldn't give up. No matter how twisted your mind got, how bizarre your thoughts became, you just kept moving forward. Even the dog wasn't enough to help you. I swear, if I didn't know better, I'd say you were happy in this place. Gi, this place? Satomi, this school, this world, this life. Return to your old life, Gi, just wake up. Wake up? What does she mean? Satomi, you've outstayed your welcome, Gi. This place was supposed to be temporary. You were supposed to leave after the first few students died. Satomi, you witnessed all their deaths, their brutal blood-soaked deaths. I know they upset you, they disturbed you, kept you awake at night. You were supposed to find the bodies and then just leave this place, no questions asked. Hell, even if you had left after Miss Yoshida died, that would have been acceptable. But for some reason you felt comfortable continuing to live in a world with frequent, inexplicable murders. You're too stubborn. You started to create this insane backstory about a cult being responsible for the murders. Your mind just invented reasons for the violent occurrences so you could stay here even longer. Some sort of strange defense mechanism, I suppose. So I took care of the cult. I thought for sure that would bring you to your senses. You were supposed to see the truth. But killing the cult wasn't enough. You were happy the cult was gone, even though the leader was a friend of yours. Just how much trauma can your freaky brain take? I was fucking furious. Then something I wasn't expecting happened. That boy you were friends with, Shin Tanaka? He just went and bit the dust. And you heard all about it. I could tell that you started to crack after that. Who wouldn't be traumatized after hearing that their best friend was killed? That should have been enough to send you back, and I didn't even have to lift a finger. But it didn't fucking work. So I slaughtered the twins, Ami and Ame. No effect on you. That's when I decided enough was enough. I avoided hitting you too hard up until then, just in case I overdid it, in case your mind couldn't take it. The early murders were designed to gently shock you into leaving the world. I specifically targeted people you weren't close to so that you wouldn't be overly traumatized. But after so many failed attempts, I realized I had no other options. You had begun circling the drain. So it was time to kill the girls. Hikari, Yui, Miu, Kaori, Rei. All dead. By my hand. The shock, the sheer trauma of losing all your friends should have been enough to instantly make you want to leave this world behind. Yet, here you are, still kicking, clinging to this world like a drowning rat clings to a rock. Gi, ... Satomi, I don't fully understand what you're saying. Satomi, of course you don't. You're still not fully conscious. Let me spell it out for you. Let's go back to when this all began. You remember this day, don't you? It was several years ago. You purchased the final volume of your favorite manga series, Cutie Star, if I'm not mistaken, several years ago. Except in the real world, in your world, just over 1 month has passed since that day. You were so absorbed in your thoughts, so enamored with your book that you didn't see the oncoming truck. It slammed into you with violent force. You shouldn't have survived, but you did. Chalk it up to your stubborn will. I'm sure the next thing you remember is waking up in this world. this artificial simulated world. In reality, this place was designed to treat coma patients, thanks to the assistance of an artificial intelligence helper named 54TOM1. This world adopts a shape that helps the patient feel at ease. Since you always had your head in the fictional worlds of anime and manga, your artificial world revolved around a wonderful academy for magical girls. But this artificial world is only supposed to assist a patient's recovery. It is not designed to live in forever. Time passes much faster inside your mind. You've experienced an entire school year and more, and yet just over a month has passed since the truck collided with your feeble body. Your body finished healing some time ago. You have been more than ready to leave this world for days. Real days, not the days inside your head. Yet you haven't woken up. You've become too comfortable here. So I've been spending all my time trying to force you to wake up. I had to make you not want to stay here, so I poisoned your view of this magical world. I began to kill off people, one by one, slowly working my way to the people closest to you. And you still haven't fucking woken up. Gi ... So then, Satomi, just why are you in this world? Satomi, you haven't figured it out? I am the artificial intelligence helper implemented to ensure you leave this world when your body is fully recovered. 54TOM1. I am known by my serial number, 54TOM1, or Satomi, in late speak. Gi ... But you failed in your task. You're correct in saying I never wanted to leave this world. I made friends here. I had a purpose. And now you're telling me that none of it was real? Every hardship I faced, every moment I shared with my friends, it was all a part of this artificial world created to help me survive a coma? Satomi, that's right. Gi ... So, no one here was real? Satomi, you are real, though. Oh, you are real, though you may not look the same in the real world. And I am real, even if I am just a program. Oh, Shin Tanaka, the boy who died in the river, he is real. Gi, Shin is real. So I do have a friend in the real world? Satomi, no, not quite. During your coma, you overheard the same name over and over again. You became familiar with it. Shin Tanaka, Shin Tanaka, Shin Tanaka. When you first heard his name, it was during a news broadcast reporting him as missing. Somebody obviously left a television on in your hospital room, and the information seeped into your subconsciousness. That was about 1 month ago, shortly after you slipped into your coma. You heard about him constantly on the news broadcasts, and your mind connected dots and made you believe he was an old friend. One day, the news broadcast reported him as dead. His body had been found. Hallelujah, Shin Tanaka died. But it happened right on the cusp of your unconsciousness. That's why you never saw his corpse. Your brain realized he had died, but had no recollection of the event occurring. You were shattered when you learned of his death, traumatized. Gi, yes, I was. He was so real to me, my friend. Satomi, and yet he never even knew you existed. There you have it, Shin was real. Oh, and so was the dog the hospital provided to give you comfort. Gi, Hoshi was real? Satomi, many patients are given comfort dogs to assist them as they undergo treatment. However, your dog ran away just a little while ago. I can't help but wonder why. Gi, Hoshi was real, Shin was real. Someone left the television on in my hospital room, and that's how I learned about Shin. But Hoshi hated it when the television was left on. Is that why he ran away? Satomi, I don't know. I don't care. Regardless, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you understand the situation you are in. You convinced yourself that your world was real, and you convinced yourself that the girls you met were real. Hikari, Yui, Miyu, Kaori, Rei. None of these girls truly exist. They are all just figments of your imagination. Gi ... Satomi, it's time to wake up now, Gi. It's time to return to the real world. Gi ... This is all so much to take in. Even despite what Satomi has said, I can't differentiate what was real and what was fake. I'm in a coma? But my body is healed and I'm supposed to wake up. But how can I wake up? How can I leave behind all the friends I've made? They're real. They're real to me. Satomi, Gi. It's time to wake up. What do you say? Satomi says it's time to wake up. I'm pretty sure the first time I played this, I decided to not wake up. Because it was all real to me. Let's go ahead and wake up. Satomi, that's the correct choice. Finally, after all this time, we can end this. When you awaken, you will return to your world. You won't remember your time here. However, I will always be a part of you. The program chip inserted into your brain cannot be so easily removed. I will help guide you as you return to your old life. Don't worry, I've grown rather fond of you during our time here. I'll be gentle. Let's wake up together.
My shoes are scuffed and my skirt is torn, and although I am bruised and sore, my face lights up when you're at my door.
Well, that seems to be it.
Take my trembling hand and flash that smile again. We will face the day together, and though our hearts are tied by the thread of fate, you leave me crying and broken. The jam on my toast, it doesn't taste as sweet, and the birds singing do not sound complete. The time will come, you will forget about me, and carry on your day. Was I ever real? I finish crying to stand on my own. I give up all that I have to hold you, because I now, how can it be? I'm all ghost from your dreams.
Doctor, you're awake. Nurse, come over here. This patient has finally awoken. It's a miracle. We thought we had lost you for good. Tell me, do you remember your name? What is my name? Type your name with the keyboard. Backspace to delete, enter to confirm. No, my name's not Satomi. My name is Gi. Satomi. My name? My name is Satomi. Doctor, that's not what is on the chart, but it doesn't matter. As long as you're awake, we can go from there. Welcome back to the real world, Satomi. We're glad to have you here. So, the artificial intelligence that's in the chip that was implanted to assist me during my coma has taken over my body. Cool beans. Alright, well, that has been our White Day special. If you've watched this whole thing, thanks for taking this journey with me. I played this game once before. I think it was in 2019. Maybe 18. It was definitely before COVID, I know that much. And yeah, I looked at the things and I definitely went for Yui that time based on my my achievements, but Yeah, wow. This was part 21. It's been a trip recording all this. So once again, happy White Day. Thank you so much for watching. I, of course, am some guy you've never heard of. Unless, of course, you have.